In today's video, I'm going to discuss why hybrid publishing is wrong for you. By the end of this video, you're going to know why hybrid publishing is not a great option for most people. You're going to have the steps necessary to identify whether or not the company you're considering is a good one or not, and you're going to feel great knowing you're going to make an informed decision when it comes to whether or not you decide to go with hybrid publishing. This is Chris Baird from selfpublishingmadeeasynow.com, where self-publishing doesn't have to be so hard. One of the things is, after having sold 40,000 books, I began to find a pattern in terms of what it takes to get books to sell and what it takes to get books where which books do not sell. And I've done both of these types of books. Some of the books sell almost nothing, and some of them sell an awful lot of copies. And the patterns that I've figured out over the years, I put together into a checklist, which you can get below in the description absolutely free. So go ahead and just check that out and just grab the free checklist. So the thing is that Jill, she had been going through my content marketing course a while back, and as she was going through it, she mentioned a couple side problems that she also had, which was she was trying to get her books back from the hybrid publisher that she had, because as she was going to market them, she wanted to be able to see the exact sales that she was making, and the hybrid publisher was not interested in giving her that information. In addition, she noticed in her books, people had complained about the formatting that was in there, and some of the images were not exactly centered. In the ebook, the table of contents was not working properly. There was a number of things that needed to be fixed. When she first went with them, it seemed like such a good idea, because after all, you can just hand away your manuscript, you do the writing, and they will just put a perfect thing on the market for you at a particular price, and then that's it. Right? Well, that wasn't exactly what Jill's experience was, and that made her doubt and consider maybe this was a wrong option for her in the first place. So that's one of the reasons why in today's video I want to discuss why hybrid publishing is wrong for you. Now, the first thing I want to say is I've gotten some hate here in YouTube, specifically for talking negative about hybrid publishing. Now, I'm sure there's lots of fantastic hybrid publishing companies out there, which I haven't really been in contact with them, or none of my clients have worked with them, but for the most part, there's probably plenty. I'm referring to the bad actors. A hybrid publishing company, the way you can really see it is that you're taking your book and you're paying them money to do the different phases of the process. Traditional publishing, they would pay you to put for your book, and self-publishing is you don't pay anybody. You just do it all yourself and hire out freelancers for the different parts that you're going to need to have done in order to get your book on the market. But hybrid is sort of a mix between the two, because they have the services like the covers and the editing and the layout and design and all of these, and even the marketing, right? They'll have these different aspects and packages that you can buy for thousands of dollars in order to get your book onto the market easily, because you're like, I don't have any technical ability. Can I just pay you some money and you'll get this book published for me, and then we're happy about it? Well, there's a couple reasons why this could be a really bad idea. And the first one is it's that they're going to hit you up, upsell you on almost everything. That's the biggest complaint that I hear from most of my clients and students who've tried the hybrid publishing route. It's that, look, you want to make a little change, you have to pay them another $100. You want to do this, you want to have another $100. It just keeps pounding on you. You already paid thousands of dollars. They said the thing was going to cost, I don't know, between $1,000 and $10,000. And now here, how many thousands of dollars are you already up? And now they're ready to take more money from you. You thought it would just be easy, right? You pay them and then you're done. But you know what? What if when they deliver it back to you, you're not real happy with the way the book looks and feels? You want some changes. Well, they're going to charge you for those revisions. That's not going to come for free. That's one reason you want to read the fine print. The second issue is that you lose control over the royalties for many of these companies. They are not giving you the raw files. They will take their account and publish your files. Now, I have many clients who will say, "Oh, but don't worry, I own the rights." I'm like, yes, you own the rights. Can you please show me your sales dashboard for how many sales you're making a day through your books? And they would say, "Oh, I don't have that information. The hybrid publishing company has it." So I'm like, ugh, you have no control over this. When do they pay you? They're like, well, they pay me every 3 months, but they said I haven't really earned that much, so they're not going to pay me. And I'm like, what kind of deal is this? This is terrible. And if you run ads, you wouldn't even know which of those ads is actually resulting in sales, so you could compare the sales dashboard in your ads. it's almost as if you thought it would work out so smoothly. And look, they were like, look, you don't even need to figure out how to create a KDP account, which takes about 5 minutes, but you don't even have to do it. We'll just put it under our account. And of course, to send you those reports and the transfer of your royalties, they're going to need their share of that, because that's additional scope. That's additional work that they're going to need to do if you're going to get your royalties paid to you. And you say, and at the end of the day, you can say all you want, I own the rights to the book, I own the copyright, and I will say, yes, you completely own the copyright, and they control every aspect of the book, and they're continually dinging you for money. And I would say that's probably not a good idea. So if you're going to go with a hybrid publisher, go with one that actually gives you the ability to give you the raw files so that you can upload them to your own account. So that's a really, really important one. One other thing I just want to make a side note on, I wasn't one of the big three, but it's such an important point when it comes to your books with these hybrid publishers. Make sure you find a website where people are there promoting and saying, we had such a great time with this particular hybrid publisher. Not somebody in the middle of the process, but somebody who's maybe gone through it once and is now going to do their second book through them. This is a really important one. Maybe like a Facebook group. You're going onto Facebook and you'll find a group on Facebook where you find these people who went through this exact publisher you're considering, and they are glowing about how well it went and how wonderful the whole experience was. Because one of the things I find with my clients and students is that when they reach me, they've gone one round through it and they are not happy. And they go, I think I made a mistake. And then I ask them, I say, can you please send me the web page where they're saying all the positive stuff about this hybrid publisher? And then they inform me that's the sales page of the hybrid publisher. And for some reason, any website that seems to say anything negative seems to have been taken down for some reason. Or maybe everybody who's discontent for some reason doesn't bother to post it anywhere. Most likely, they're being targeted for saying something negative. That's one reason I do not name names. I say nothing negative about any companies. As I said, there are probably plenty of companies that none of my students, none of my clients, every discovery coaching session I've done, the thousands of sessions over the years, never a single one ever has resulted in somebody telling me, oh, I've gone multiple times, I'm just so happy. I just never met those people, but they may exist out there. So if they do, please do let me know below in the comments. But let's get to our third point. The secret point of the day, and the main reason I'm telling you this is not a good route for you, it's because when you come out with your books, you're going to be making changes. That is, when you come out with your very first book, well, that's fine, but then you're going to need to build an email list. You'll need to put some sort of a lead generation thing to get people on your email list in the beginning of that book. You'll need to change that once we got the book on the market. We're then going to make some changes to it. Well, how are you going to do that? You need to be able to format the book. Or are you planning on paying $100 to the hybrid publisher to add or change anything on the book? And then comes the cycle of explaining what you want to do, and then them doing the formatting incorrectly and not what you thought, all of these problems. What about when you come up with your second book? Well, then your first book at the end should be telling people about your amazing second book that came out, and your second book should point to your first book. That's going to involve changes in your book. So the question is, at what point are you going to quit making editing and revisions where you don't need anybody else's help to format? The answer is almost never. You're going to keep on formatting and reformatting this book, re-putting it out, right? You can't change like the title and the metadata. That's going to create some problems with some of this data. But for the most part, you're allowed to change the data that you have. You're allowed to change the contents of your book. You can even change the cover. Just keep, the author can't change and the title and things like that. They used to be much more strict, much more lenient when it came to your ebook, and would just be strict on your paperback version. But they have changed those rules over the years with Amazon KDP. And so what exactly am I suggesting? I'm suggesting you need to learn as an author how to do the formatting yourself. And that's one of the reasons I have my book formatting made easy course that breaks it down. And we go on Volley app where I go one-on-one with you to make sure that you are able to specifically get your book formatted perfect the first time. And if you have any questions, and later when you're coming back to put your email thing in there, we talk through the process. You go through the video course, you go through each of the lessons in the modules. As you go through it, use a program called Juto to do the formatting, and by the time you're finished with the course, we go back and forth until we make sure your book has been formatted. And I haven't had a single student who's gone through the course where I've gone back and forth with them where you're not having the result as they wanted. We haven't been able to, I've never seen a single problem we weren't able to do. We can get the book to look identical to what you will find when you go onto Amazon and look at the absolute top bestsellers. We can make your book look identical to those books. There's not a single aspect of it that we can't match. And that is some seriously important things, as opposed to these hybrid publishers who give you garbage. And the thing is like not even centered and aligned. It's just out. And as a person who works as a developer too, I know what it's like when the design just does not look correctly. And that is something that I think is really important to get right the first time. But one thing that you also should be paying attention to is that for your book in the first place is making sure that it is published in the correct niche. And that's one of the reasons why you're going to check up above me here to find out the 3 self-publishing niches that will pay you daily. Check the video out there, and I will see you over there.